In the tapestry of life, each of us holds a unique thread. A thread that, when woven with purpose and persistence, has the power to transform not just our own lives, but the very fabric of our world. True greatness, lasting impact, and personal fulfillment are born not in the spotlight of public acclaim, but in the quiet moments when nobody's watching. It's in these unseen hours, these private battles and victories, that we forge our character, hone our skills, and lay the foundation for extraordinary achievement. The last time you faced a challenge, perhaps it was a project at work, a personal goal, or a moment of adversity. In that moment, when the world wasn't looking, when there was no applause to be had, what did you do? Did you push forward or did you retreat? Did you give it your all? Or did you do just enough to get by? It's in these moments that our true selves are revealed. Not the self we present to the world, polished and curated for public consumption, but the raw, authentic self that exists beneath the surface. This is the self that determines our destiny. Years ago, in a small village nestled in the heart of Ghana, I met a young woman named Afia. Every day, before the sun kissed the horizon, Afia would wake up and embark on a 5-mile journey to the nearest well. With 2 large buckets in hand, she'd make the arduous trek, fill her containers with precious water, and then retrace her steps back home. One sweltering afternoon, as I watched Afia make her daily journey, I couldn't help but ask, Afia, why do you do this every single day? Surely there must be an easier way. Her response was a revelation that has stayed with me ever since, with a smile that belied the weight of her burden. Afia said, so I am not just carrying water. I am carrying hope. You see, with every drop I bring back, I am watering the seeds of my family's future. One day, we will have our own well, and I'll look back knowing that every unseen step I took led us there. Afia's words struck me like lightning. Here was a young woman who understood at a fundamental level the power of unseen effort. She wasn't doing it for recognition or applause. She wasn't seeking validation from others. She was pushing forward day after day because she understood that her consistent, unseen actions were shaping her family's destiny. This, my friends, is the essence of what it means to keep pushing, even when nobody's watching. It's about understanding that greatness is not born in the limelight. It's cultivated in the shadows. It's about recognizing that the most significant transformations in our lives and in our world often begin with small, consistent actions taken out of the public eye. Let's examine why this principle is so powerful and how we can harness it in our own lives. First and foremost, pushing forward when nobody's watching builds integrity. Integrity is not just about being honest with others. It's about being honest with yourself. It's about doing the right thing, even when, especially when, no one will know. When you choose to give your best effort in private moments, you are declaring to yourself, this is who I am. This is what I stand for. You are building a foundation of self-respect and authenticity that will serve you in every area of your life. These private moments of effort and perseverance are where true skill is developed. Think about any master in their field, be it an artist, an athlete, a scientist, or an entrepreneur. What we see in their moments of public triumph is merely the tip of the iceberg. Beneath the surface lies an ocean of unseen effort, countless hours of practice, experimentation, and refinement. The violin virtuoso who mesmerizes an audience with her flawless performance, she spent thousands of hours alone in a practice room, repeating the same passages until her fingers bled. The entrepreneur whose innovative product revolutionizes an industry, he's endured countless sleepless nights and failed prototypes before his breakthrough. The Olympic athlete who breaks world records. They've pushed their body to its limits in empty gyms when no one was cheering. This is the paradox of success. What looks effortless to the world is often the result of relentless effort behind the scenes. By embracing this truth, by committing to excellence even when no one's watching, you are setting yourself up for extraordinary achievement. The value of pushing forward in private goes beyond mere skill development or achievement. It's about personal growth and transformation at the deepest level. When you consistently choose to push forward, to give your best when there's no external pressure to do so, you are rewiring your brain. You are developing neural pathways of discipline, resilience. And self-motivation, you are training yourself to derive satisfaction not from external validation, but from the knowledge that you have given your all. This internal locus of control, this ability to self-motivate and self-validate, is perhaps the most valuable skill you can develop in life. Because let's face it, external validation is fickle. Applause fades, trophies gather dust, but the inner strength you develop by consistently pushing forward, that stays with you. It becomes a part of who you are. Some people hear this message about pushing forward when nobody is watching, and they interpret it as a call for relentless grinding, for sacrificing all joy and balance in pursuit of a goal. But that's not what we are talking about here. Pushing forward does not mean pushing yourself to the brink of burnout. It does not mean neglecting your health, your relationships, or your overall well-being. In fact, true persistence, the kind that sustains you over the long haul, requires balance. To grow a thriving garden, you need consistent effort, watering, weeding, nurturing. But you also need to allow time for rest and regeneration. You need to respect the natural rhythms of growth and dormancy. The same is true in our lives. Pushing forward means showing up consistently, giving your best effort, and staying committed to your goals. But it also means knowing when to rest, when to reflect, when to recharge. It means taking care of yourself holistically, physically, mentally, emotionally, so that you have the energy and resilience to keep pushing forward over the long term. This brings us to another crucial aspect of pushing forward when nobody's watching: the power of incremental progress. In our instant gratification culture, we are often seduced by the idea of overnight success, of quantum leaps that catapult us to our goals. But the truth is, lasting change and real achievement usually happen gradually, through small, consistent actions taken over time. The metaphor of compound interest in finance, a small amount invested consistently over time can grow into a fortune. Thanks to the power of compound growth. The same principle applies to our efforts and our personal growth. Every time you choose to push forward, to take one more step towards your goals, you are making a deposit in your future. These deposits might seem small in the moment. You might not see immediate results, but over time they accumulate, they compound, and they lead to extraordinary outcomes. This is why it's so crucial to celebrate your small victories, your incremental progress. Did you write one page of your book today? Celebrate that. Did you make one sales call, even though you were feeling discouraged? Celebrate that. Did you choose a healthy meal instead of junk food? Celebrate that. These small victories might not seem significant in the moment, but they're the building blocks of lasting change and achievement. By acknowledging and celebrating them, you are reinforcing your commitment to pushing forward. You are training your brain to focus on progress rather than perfection. Now talk about how to cultivate this mindset of pushing forward, even when nobody's watching. It starts with clarity of purpose. You need to be crystal clear about why you are doing what you are doing. What's your ultimate vision? What kind of impact do you want to make in the world? When you have this clarity, it becomes your North Star. It guides you through the dark nights of doubt and discouragement. It fuels you when your motivation wanes. Because here's the truth: motivation is fickle. It comes and goes. But purpose is enduring. It's what gets you out of bed on those mornings when you'd rather stay under the covers. Next, you need to fall in love with the process, not just the outcome. Too often, we fixate on the end goal, the moment of triumph. But true fulfillment, true growth, happens in the daily grind. It's in those moments of pushing through resistance, of choosing to show up when it's hard, that you are truly alive. Embrace the struggle, welcome the challenges, because every obstacle you overcome is making you stronger, more resilient, more capable. You are not just working towards your goals, you are working on yourself. Another powerful technique is to act as if someone is always watching. not in a paranoid way, but in a way that inspires excellence. Imagine that every action you take, every decision you make is being recorded for future generations to study. How would that change your behavior? This mindset shift can be transformative. It elevates your everyday actions from mundane to meaningful. It turns your life into a masterpiece with every brushstroke intentional and purposeful. Doubt. Doubt is the enemy of persistence. It's that voice in your head that whispers, what's the point? Is this really worth it? And when nobody's watching, when there's no external pressure to perform, doubt can be particularly persuasive. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a natural part of the growth process. The key is not to eliminate doubt, but to learn to push through it, to recognize it as a sign that you are stepping out of your comfort zone, that you are attempting something meaningful. When doubt creeps in, remind yourself of your why, reconnect with your purpose, visualize the impact you are working towards, and then take action, because action is the antidote to doubt. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory over uncertainty. This brings us to the power of self-reflection. At the end of each day, take a few moments to review your actions. Ask yourself, did I push forward today? Did I give my best even when no one was watching? What could I have done better? This practice of self-reflection serves two purposes. First, it holds you accountable to yourself. Second, it allows you to course correct in real time. You are not waiting for someone else to evaluate your performance. You are taking ownership of your growth. When we are working in private, when there's no audience to impress, it can be tempting to play it safe, to stick with what we know we can do, rather than pushing our boundaries. Failure is not your enemy. Failure is your teacher. Every misstep, every setback is an opportunity to learn, to grow, to become better. And when you are working in private, you have the perfect laboratory to experiment, to take risks, to stretch yourself beyond your perceived limits. Embrace failure as a necessary part of the growth process. Do not see it as a reflection of your worth, but as feedback on your approach. When you fail, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this experience to become better? This mindset shift turns failure from something to be feared into a powerful tool for growth. It allows you to take bold action, to push your boundaries, knowing that every outcome, success or failure, is moving you forward. Many of us struggle within this age of social media and instant gratification, the need for external validation. We have become addicted to likes, shares, and public acclaim. We measure our worth by the number of followers we have or the amount of applause we receive. If you are always performing for an audience, you are not truly growing, you are not pushing your boundaries. You are not exploring the depths of your potential. Real growth, real transformation happens in those private moments when you are not trying to impress anyone but yourself. This does not mean that external recognition is not valuable or that you shouldn't enjoy it when it comes. But it does mean that you shouldn't rely on it. Your sense of self-worth, your motivation to push forward should come from within. Cultivate the ability to self-validate, to look at your efforts, your progress, your character, and feel a sense of pride and satisfaction, not because others are applauding, but because you know you have given your best. This internal validation is far more powerful and enduring than any external praise. Every action you take, every choice you make is like planting a seed. You might not see any results, but under the surface, things are happening. Roots are growing. And one day, sometimes when you least expect it, those seeds will burst forth into bloom. This is why it's so crucial to keep pushing, even when you can't see immediate results. You are not just working for today, you are investing in your future. You are creating a reservoir of strength, skill, and character that will serve you for years to come. Every time you choose to push forward, to give your best when nobody's watching, you are making a deposit in your future. These deposits might seem small in the moment. You might not see immediate returns, but over time they accumulate, they compound, and they lead to extraordinary outcomes. This principle applies not just to personal achievement, but to making a difference in the world. Often the most significant impacts we have on others' lives come not from grand gestures, but from small acts of kindness, integrity, and excellence performed consistently over time. The teacher who stays late to help a struggling student, the colleague who goes the extra mile on project, the friend who shows up consistently in times of need. These unseen acts of service and excellence ripple out into the world in ways we can't always predict or measure. You never know how your unseen efforts might be impacting others. The example you set. The standard of excellence you uphold even when nobody's watching can inspire and influence people in ways you might never realize. The ripple effect of your actions when you commit to pushing forward, to giving your best even when nobody's watching. You are not just impacting your own life, you are setting a standard, creating a ripple effect that can transform your environment, your relationships, and even your community. When you consistently show up with excellence, when you persistently push towards your goals, people notice. They might not say anything at first, but your actions are speaking louder than words ever could. You are demonstrating what's possible. You are raising the bar not just for yourself, but for everyone around you. This ripple effect can be particularly powerful in leadership roles, whether you are a parent, a manager, a teacher, or a community leader. Your unseen efforts set the tone for those you lead. When you consistently push forward, when you maintain high standards even when nobody's watching, you create a culture of excellence and integrity. Your team members, your children, your students, they're not just listening to what you say. They're watching what you do. They're observing how you handle challenges, how you respond to setbacks, how you approach your responsibilities when there's no immediate reward or recognition. By committing to push forward, by giving your best even in unseen moments, you are not just advancing your own goals. You are shaping the character and aspirations around you. You are creating a legacy that extends far beyond your immediate sphere of influence. The plateau, you have been pushing forward consistently, giving your best effort day after day, but suddenly it feels like you have hit a wall. Progress seems to have stalled. Doubt creeps in. You start to wonder, is this all worth it? This plateau, this feeling of stagnation is a natural part of any growth journey. It's not a sign of failure. It's an invitation to dig deeper, to push harder, to find new levels of commitment and creativity. When you hit a plateau, it's crucial to remember that growth is not always linear. Sometimes the most significant breakthroughs come after periods of apparent stagnation. During these plateaus, important work is happening beneath the surface. You are consolidating your gains, building a foundation for the next leap forward. The key is to keep pushing, to maintain your commitment to excellence even when you can't see immediate progress. This is where your clarity of purpose, your love for the process, and your ability to self-validate become crucial. They sustain you through the plateaus, keeping you focused on the long-term vision rather than short-term results. Moreover, plateaus are often opportunities for reflection and recalibration. They're invitations to assess your approach, to identify areas for improvement, to explore new strategies, instead of seeing a plateau as a roadblock. View it as a launching pad for your next phase of growth. This brings us to an important point, the power of adaptation. The ability to adapt, to pivot when necessary, is crucial in this journey of pushing forward. Sometimes pushing forward does not mean continuing on the same path. It might mean changing direction, exploring new approaches, or even redefining your goals. Adaptation is not a sign of weakness or inconsistency. It's a sign of intelligence, of responsiveness to the ever-changing landscape of life. The world around us is in constant flux, and our ability to adapt while maintaining our core purpose is what separates those who achieve lasting success from those who become obsolete. Adaptation requires a delicate balance of persistence and flexibility. It's about holding firm to your vision while being open to new paths that might lead you there. This adaptability is particularly crucial in our rapidly evolving world, where technologies, industries, And societal norms can shift overnight. Consider the most successful innovators and leaders throughout history. They weren't just visionaries. They were also masters of adaptation. They understood that pushing forward sometimes meant letting go of old methods, embracing new ideas, and being willing to learn continuously. This willingness to adapt and learn is a hallmark of those who truly embody the principle of pushing forward, even when nobody's watching. It's easy to become complacent, to stick with what's comfortable and familiar. But true growth, true excellence, requires a constant willingness to challenge our assumptions, to seek out new knowledge, and to apply that knowledge in creative ways. In this context, every challenge becomes an opportunity for growth. Every setback becomes a chance to reassess and improve. This mindset transforms the journey of pushing forward from a linear path to a rich, multidimensional exploration of your potential. Adaptation does not mean abandoning your principles or your purpose. It's not about chasing every new trend or changing direction with every setback. Instead, it's about staying true to your core values and goals while being flexible in your approach to achieving them. This brings us to an important point: the role of resilience in pushing forward. Resilience is not just about bouncing back from failure. It's about bouncing forward. It's about using every experience, positive or negative, as fuel for your journey. Resilience is built in those moments when nobody's watching, when you are faced with a choice to give up or to push through. Every time you choose to push forward, you are strengthening your resilience muscle. You are building the capacity to withstand greater challenges and to pursue even bigger goals. But resilience is not just about individual strength. It's also about building a supportive ecosystem around you. While the journey of pushing forward often feels solitary, the truth is that none of us succeed in isolation. We all need a network of support, encouragement, and accountability. This network might include mentors who've walked the path before you, peers who are on similar journeys, or loved ones who believe in your vision. These connections provide not just emotional support, but also diverse perspectives that can help you navigate challenges and seize opportunities. Building and nurturing these relationships is an integral part of pushing forward. It requires vulnerability, authenticity, and a willingness to both give and receive support. And often, the most valuable relationships are forged in those unseen moments of mutual encouragement and shared struggle. It's crucial to remember that your path is unique. In a world that often pushes for conformity, that celebrates overnight successes and viral sensations, it can be tempting to compare your unseen efforts to others' public triumphs. But this comparison is not only unfair, it's counterproductive. Your journey is your own, your challenges, your victories, your pace of progress. They're all unique to you. Embracing this truth frees you from the burden of comparison and allows you to focus on your own growth and impact. This does not mean you can't learn from others or find inspiration in their journeys. But it does mean that your measure of success should be internal, based on your own growth and the impact you are making, rather than external validation or comparison. It's important to cultivate a sense of gratitude. Gratitude not just for your achievements, but for the journey itself, for the challenges that have shaped you, for the failures that have taught you, for the small victories that have encouraged you. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have, from where you want to be to how far you have come. It's a powerful antidote to discouragement and a potent fuel for continued growth. Practice gratitude daily. Reflect on your progress, no matter how small it might seem. Appreciate the strength you have developed, the skills you have honed, the impact you have made. This practice of gratitude will sustain you through the challenging times and enrich your experience of success. Consider the legacy you are creating. Every unseen effort, every private victory, every moment of choosing excellence over mediocrity. These are the building blocks of your legacy. Your legacy is not just what you leave behind when you are gone. It's the impact you are making every day through your choices and actions. It's the lives you are touching, the standards you are setting, the example you're providing. Give your best even when nobody's watching. You are creating a legacy of excellence, integrity. And person you are demonstrating was fully, and someone commits fully to that purpose and refuses to be defined by external validation. This legacy extends far beyond your immediate sphere of influence, like ripples in a pond. Your actions create waves of impact that spread out into the world in ways you might never fully realize. I challenge you to embrace the power of pushing forward, even when, especially when, nobody's watching. Commit to giving your best, not for the applause, not for the recognition, but because that's who you are. That's what you are made for. Remember that greatness is not born in the spotlight. It's forged in the shadows. It's cultivated through consistent, purposeful action taken day after day, regardless of who's watching or applauding. Embrace the challenges, for there are opportunities for growth. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Adapt when necessary, but always stay true to your core purpose. Build resilience, nurture supportive relationships, and practice gratitude. And above all, keep pushing forward. Because with every step you take, every obstacle you overcome, every moment of choosing excellence over mediocrity, you are not just shaping your own destiny. You are inspiring others, raising the standards for those around you, and contributing to the betterment of our world. Your unseen efforts matter. Your private victories count. Your commitment to excellence, even when nobody's watching, is shaping the future in ways you might not yet comprehend. The world needs your unique contribution. It needs your persistence, your creativity, your excellence. It needs you to keep pushing forward, lighting the way for others through your example. In the grand tapestry of life, every thread matters. Your consistent, unseen efforts are weaving a pattern of excellence, integrity, and impact. Trust in this process. Believe in your potential and keep pushing forward. For in doing so, you are not just changing your own life, you are changing the world. The journey ahead may be challenging, but you have within you everything you need to succeed. You have the power to push forward, to overcome obstacles, to make a lasting impact. And it all starts with those unseen moments, those private victories, those daily choices to give your absolute best. Your greatness is not determined by who's watching, but by who you are when no one is. Let that truth guide your actions, fuel your persistence, and inspire your journey. The world is waiting for your contribution, for your impact, for your light. It's time to answer the call. It's time to push forward, even when, especially when nobody's watching. Your destiny awaits. Your impact is needed. Your time is now. Go forth and shine. Not for the recognition, but for the fulfillment of your purpose and the betterment of our world. Keep pushing forward. For in your unseen efforts lies the power to transform not just your life, but the lives of countless others. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step and continues with countless unseen steps thereafter. Take those steps, push forward. And in doing so, write a story of impact, excellence, an unwavering commitment that will inspire generations to come. Thank you